Is it just me that feels a little bit uncomfortable when like I wear off shoulder tops?
It's crowd on the beat.
Oh Lord have mercy. Oh Lord
Jeremix Media.
Guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. It's your girl Diana and I am back with another video. So guys, I just discovered, I just saw that we're 50 subscribers, guys. Yay, thank you guys so very much. And the goal is to reach 100 subscribers before this month ends. So you know what to do. Please, if you're watching this video, if you're watching any videos on my channel for the very first time, please do subscribe. Hit the red button down below. I don't know if it's this side or this side, but yeah, hit the red button down below and turn on post notification and watch all my videos, like and comment. So yeah, and secondly, I just posted my first YouTube video like 4 days ago, and here I am. Sit guys, so thank you so very much once again, and yeah, let's hit 100 subscribers before October finishes. And yeah, so in today's video, guys, I am going to be doing a story time of me leaving private school, going to a government school, which was when I was in 5th grade. This is something I never forget. Like, I know it's so odd, like maybe you guys were waiting for something that's so recent, maybe like 2 days ago, maybe 24 hours ago, but this is a story that, you know, I really like to tell people, and yeah, I feel like I should bring it down here and tell you guys about it. So let's get right away. I used to live in Kawe before everything started. So in Kawe, I was at this school called Paramount Private School. If you're from Kawe, you know that school. You know the Dobbs? Yeah. So I was a Paramount Private School, but it's no longer a school. Yeah, I recently visited Kawe like in August, and I just discovered it's no longer a school. It's, I don't know, a tuition center or something. Yeah, so I was a Paramount Private School from grade 1 to grade 5, term 2. So grade 5, term 1, everything is going well, and then we closed. Yeah, we went on a break. Was it a break or it was just closing school? Okay, it was a holiday. You know how we go here in Zambia, like, you know, holidays for a month and everything else. So we're during the over the holiday, my dad received a transfer at his workplace. He was told he was supposed to go and work from Siavonga, guys. So during the holidays, my dad had to travel to Siavonga, and he left me by granny's because most of my family used to live in Kawe. Not anymore though, but yeah, most of my family used to live in Kawe by then. So my dad left me at my granny's, and he said, I'm going to go down there in Siavonga, look at the situation, and then you're going to come along. So I said, oh, okay. So I thought it was going to be like a fast forward thing, like during the holiday I'll be there already or something. But what happened was my dad decided to stay that side 2 months before he could get me, my siblings, and my mom. So what happened was we opened again, because when I heard my dad was getting a transfer, I knew I was also going to get like transferred to another school that was down there in Siavonga. So I waited for my dad to get a transfer, but then he wasn't communicating and everything else. I don't know. Okay, he was communicating with the older people, not with me, because I never had a phone by then. I was young, guys. I was in 5th grade. Okay. Yeah. So, he did communicate with my grandmother from time to time, tell her, update her about how everything is gonna go and everything else. So I was told to go back to the same school, Paramount Private School, before my dad came back and picked me. So yeah, so that I shouldn't like be left out on certain things like in school. So what happened was my dad called my grandmother. That was like, I think, second or third week of school after opening. So my dad called my grandmother and said, oh, okay, everything is stable now, I'm settled here, and I'm going to come and get her anytime soon, so just prepare her. So my granny told me, and like I was so excited, guys, like, oh my goodness, I'm going to another school. So then that granny told me on a Friday. So Saturday, Sunday, I was so excited. I thought dad was going to come and get me anytime soon. I mean, any minute, like over the weekend. Guys, when I was young, this is something my mom can even confirm. When I was young, when I go and play, I would go from Libala to Chilenje. Like, that's just me. And then I won't even come back home for lunch or anything. They will look for me everywhere. But then, so yeah, that day I decided to play within locally, you know what I'm saying? Not go anywhere far, because hey, dad might pop up, and then when he comes and he doesn't find me home, might get upset because my dad. My dad. Anyways, guys, yeah. So what happened was, over the weekend I decided to stay near the house, play from home, you know what I'm saying? I was a good girl that time, that day, those 2 days actually. I was just home waiting for, granny to call me and say come back because dad is on the way. But dad didn't come that weekend, and I went to school again. So my friends, since like after I reached home, granny broke the news to me like, oh, dad said he's going to come pick you anytime soon, so just get ready. I decided to start telling my friends, like every time I meet my friend from school, I'll be like, bruv, you won't see me at school on Monday because I am going. And then, like my friends would feel a little bit bad, like, oh, dear, you're going, because I'm like always the hype girl of the group, okay? Yeah, so my friends were like, oh my goodness, dear, you're going for real? So yeah, there was a little bit of emotions, and then for me, I was like, yep, I'm going, cry if you want, but I'm dipping, period. So dad didn't come that weekend, and then on Monday I had to go to school. I was so embarrassed because like I told all my friends I was going like over the weekend. You're never gonna see me again. So I had to go back to school on a Monday. Oh my goodness, guys, my friends were so surprised, and I remember I was very late that day. I was very late on that Monday, yeah. So I reached at school, and all my friends were like, yo, girl, you told us you was dipping, what you doing here? So I was like, guys, just mind your own business. My dad said I should finish this week. And then he's going, okay, I've always been like this girl with excuses, so you can't come at me. Yeah, so I lied to them. I said my dad said I should finish this week before he comes to pick me up. So maybe next weekend I'll be out. And then they were like, oh, okay. Anyways, we should chill more. So I started chilling with them more. I would spend time at their places. I would go for sleepovers. And then Friday came. Dad called and he said, oh, I'll be in town anytime soon. So maybe tomorrow, which was Saturday, you should get her ready, pack her clothes and everything else. I might come and pick her. So when I knocked off, we used to knock off at 15:30. I just missed my dad. Like I just left school, and then like at 16 my dad went to the school and got my transfer, of which I never knew about. So yeah, he was in town that day, and then he just decided to tell my grandma I'll be in town soon, because me and my dad were this close back in the days. I wouldn't like want to know my dad is home and I'm not there. So yeah, dad told my granny I was going to be in town, but then he was already in town. So he got my transfer, he got everything for me that I needed, my new school bag, my new school shoes, and everything else for like the new school and the new books and everything else. So Saturday comes, he had to do some paperwork for like his old workplace, so that he can take the paperwork to like the new workplace. So I was there waiting for him. That Saturday I didn't even go and play. I like that particular day. I was indoors, guys, from morning. So granny bathed me at 10, because I've always been like a lazy girl when it comes to waking up early. Yeah, so I woke up at 10 as usual that very day. And granny got me ready, got me my clothes and everything else. Told me to sit in the couch because dad might pop up. So my friends would come and knock, is Diana around? And granny would be like, yeah, she's around. Diana, your friends around? I say, no, I'm not playing today, bye. So my friends went home. That time I felt so superior, and I was kicking my friends out. Yeah, anyways, shout out to you guys. Yeah. So my friends that very day didn't see me or hang out with me when I was like the hype girl. So I'm sure that day was boring, period. Don't even come at me. Their day was boring because I wasn't there. Anyway, so my dad called my grandmother at 14 and says, oh, I'm not going to be able to make it today, so you can just like make her hang out with her friends for the last time. Maybe I'm coming tomorrow or Monday, but I'm trying to come tomorrow, so that Monday I should rush for work. So my granny said, okay. My granny came and broke the news to me, and I was so embarrassed again, guys. It's like, what? Dad, are you serious? Are you going to tell me to go back to school again? Because if you are, I'm not going to go to school. Anyways, yeah, so Saturday passes and everything else. It's night, I sleep, and that day I didn't play for real. Like, even when dad said I'm not coming to get her, I just decided, okay, let me just rest, like, you know. So I decided to stay indoors, guys. And then Sunday came, I woke up at 10. I just woke up to great news like, oh, dad is on his way here, so you have to go freshen up, get in your nice clothes, and you have to leave. So that day, guys, I felt like anxiety and everything else started kicking in. Like, wait, I'm leaving my friends? Like, I'm going to a place that I don't know? Oh my goodness. What if people here don't like me? What if I'm not going to be like the famous girl in the group, the hype girl? But anyways, so I just decided to, keep it cool and everything else. Just look at the bigger picture, like, oh, I'm going to a new place and everything else. Because over the phone, dad would tell me about the lake, the beautiful lake Siavonga has. I just used to say when we asked questions in class, like, what is the biggest man-made lake? Kariba, Lake Kariba, So yeah, and then dad was like, finally you're going to see Lake Kariba. I was super excited. So granny gets me ready and everything else, and dad is here. Oh my goodness. He gets my bag, he gets my suitcase and puts it in the car, and I say bye to everybody. I say bye to granny, I say bye to my, aunties and uncles. I was like, bye, I'm going. So I went, and yeah. So when we reached in town, dad was like, should I get you anything to eat? I was so excited. I was like, no. And he's like, are you serious? Where we're going, it's very far because we haven't even passed Lusaka yet. I was like, really? And he said, yeah. I said, okay. So that was, it was 12. Yeah, it was still 12. 12 p.m. we reached in town, Kawe. We got some snacks from ShopRite, and he bought me Hungry Lion soul food. Yeah, so he bought me Hungry Lion and a little bit of snacks, some drinks and everything else, water. And then we started going. Yeah, we reached Lusaka, past Lusaka and everything else. My dad is a very good driver. Like that's my dad and my mom. I trust these two people. I can sleep when they're driving, not any other person, but I can sleep when they're driving because I trust them. So my dad is a good driver and he's a very fast driver. Like he drives at his own speed. Like unless there's speed limit, my dad is going to drive. Yeah, so we reached Lusaka at I think that was 13:50, 14 hours sharp, somewhere there. Yeah, I remember it was sunny and everything. No, it wasn't sunny, it was cold, but then there was like a sun because that was June, if not July. Yeah, so past Lusaka, past Kafue, and then I was so tired because from Kawe to Kafue, guys, that's like a long journey. And then I haven't been like the kind of chap that travels all this time around. She's here this time. No, like I've been, when I'm in one place, I'm in one place. I don't know, I'm like that. Yeah, so we reach Cafe and I'm there complaining already when we still have to go. Like we've got a long way to go and I'm already complaining. I was like, Dad, I'm tired. How far is where we're going? And then my dad's like, it's super far. Just keep it together, okay? So I said, okay, sharp. So I stayed in the car, guys, and we kept on going and going and going. And then we reached Chirundu. I was like, Dad, I'm done. Where are we going? Are we going to the end of the world? And he said, well, end of Zambia, yeah, but they're not end of the world. So I said, what? End of Zambia? So what do you mean? And they said, oh, we're neighboring, like that's the last part of Zambia. Then we go to Zimbabwe, like the lake is a demarcation of Zambia and Zimbabwe. I say, wow, for real? I say, yeah, I'm gonna take you to a border. There's a border there and everything else, and you're gonna see how beautiful this place is. So I said, oh, okay, sharp. So we started, we approached Chirundu. Is it Chirundu? Yeah, we approached no, like after Chirundu, I don't know what place that is. And then I started to see the cool wavy roads. I don't know how I can say them, but then they're like zigzag. So like what? And then they're just like on the side of, like just the side of a mountain, right? And there are huge rocks there. And I'm like, Dad, what if one rock drops like from there and then just hits our and does like, never be negative when you're on the road, okay? Always keep a positive mindset. And I said, oh, okay, I was just asking you because what if it happens? You know? And then he was like, okay, just shut up. And then I remember I dozed from like, no, that's not dozing, guys. I slept from that place that's after Chirundu, where you find monkeys. If you've been to Siavonga, after Chirundu, there's this place you find monkeys where they're like wavy roads. Yeah, I remember I found monkeys. Even the last time I visited Siavonga, there were monkeys. So I don't know if that's their home or the vibe. Yeah. So after we reached that place, I slept. I fell into a deep sleep, and boom, I woke up when we were at Kalea, that place where you see the lake, like so beautiful, and it was so late. I think that was like 10 p.m. Yeah, 10 p.m. we reached Siavonga, Kalea there, and it was so beautiful, guys. I saw the lights that that I lit when it's in the night when the boats go to fish. Yeah, I think those boats are for fishermen, and the lights are always on and they always look beautiful, guys. I was so amused. I was like, Dad, is this a city? And my dad's like, no, it's not a city, honey. It's the water. Like, that's a lake, and then there are boats there, and the boats have lights on them. So I said, no, that's a lie, that's a city. And my dad was like, okay. Since he was tired, he was exhausted, he was like, okay, sharp, tomorrow morning you can visit that city, it's okay. I said, oh, okay, sharp, go. And then yeah, the next morning, okay, fast forward, we reached home and we're so excited, got cozy, got comfortable. And yeah, so we used to live in a place, we used to stay in an area called Mapolis. If you're from Siavonga, you know that place. Yeah, that's the first place we used to live in. We used to live in Mapolis, stay rather in Mapolis. So Mapolis, there were houses, like there's this house here, there's another house down there, because Siavonga is hilly. So there's a house on top, there's a house down, there's a house. It's beautiful and very confusing. So yeah, so our house was on like the higher part, and then there were houses down, but then our house was like on top. So it had a balcony. It being on top, it had a balcony. So for you to go like down there, you have to like roll down, down, down. Not like rolling with the body, but then tente muga. Yeah, so you had to go down there like that. So our balcony there, guys, I reached there, looked at the balcony, looked at what I was calling a city again. Looked so beautiful, guys. It's like, wow. And then my dad said, okay, you're freshen up, have your dinner, and then go to bed. For you, we have to go look for school for you tomorrow. And yeah, so you have to get in bed already. So yeah, we reached home, freshened up and everything else, had our dinner. We had takeaway for dinner because we just reached and mom couldn't start cooking. So we had takeaway for dinner and we went to bed. So next morning I woke up, I was so excited to see like the beautiful city that I saw last night. Thank you. And boom, it says blue water. It's the blue waters. I said, what? No, I swear I saw a city. And then my dad was like, honey, I came here before you. So anyways, you should get ready. I'm going to come pick you up after lunch. That's my dad. I'm going to pick you up. I mean, during lunch, on my lunch break, I'm going to come and get you so that we go and look for a school for you. So yeah, during his lunch break, I was ready, wore my nice clothes and nice slippers, and then he came and picked me. So we went to this private school in Siavonga called Oba. If you're from Siavonga, you know it. I'm going to say if you're from Siavonga, you know it, because I know people from Siavonga relate. Yeah, so we went to this school called Oba in Siavonga. That's, I think, that time it was the only private school in Siavonga, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, so we went to that private school to look for space for me and everything else, and then we were told there's no space for 5th graders unless 4th or 6th graders. So I was like, what? So it's either I go back or I go forward, and then I can't go forward because I don't feel like I have qualified yet to go forward. Okay, for me, I could have gone forward, but then my dad was like, no, you haven't, you have to write the test, you have to be tested like everyone else for you to go to the other grades. So I said, oh, okay. So and then going back again wasn't an option. Like, I have never repeated a grade and I will never repeat a grade, period. So unless in college, say, what if in college it's hard? Okay. Yeah, so I never repeated. So my dad said, okay, so what's the plan? So I remember it was a mistress by then. There was a mistress at that school by then. And then she said, oh, okay, if you want your child to be like enrolled at this school, you can make her wait for 2 weeks. If you want, you can let her come to school and learn with the 4th graders during the waiting period of like the 2 weeks, because we have a parent that came to ask for a transfer because they're relocating to another town in like 2 weeks time. So if you want, your child can come to school and learn with the 4th graders, and then after 2 weeks we'll take her to the 5th grade class. But for now that cannot happen. Like, her coming to school and learn with the 5th graders, it cannot happen. So think through it. So my dad sat there and thought to himself and said, my daughter learning with 4th graders, no, I feel like I failed her. But again, anyway, so my dad just said to the headmistress, said, oh, okay, no problem, I'll stay in touch. And then she said, you can leave the transfer. And then my dad's like, no, just okay, hold on. Don't rush. Don't rush. Yeah, so my dad told the headmistress, okay, just chill. I'll keep in touch. I'll tell you about how everything will go. So we started rolling down because Oba also is on, like, it's on a mountain, it's on a hill, it's on top. Okay, I just know that it's on top. I don't know if it's a mountain or a hill, but it's up there. So we started rolling down and everything else. Yeah, we walked that day, we trekked that. So when we reached we almost reached the market area. There's this place where we reached, where there's I don't know if it's the HQ for Zesco there, yeah, or whatever it is, but it's called Sivo. Yeah, that same place. That's where we reached, my dad and I. And then just opposite that place there's the government school, which is Siavonga Primary School now. Back then to Siavonga Basic School. So I looked and read, because me and reading. So I said, Siavonga Basic School. And then I started praying in my heart. I said, Dad, please no, please no, please no, please no. And then he said, okay, so this is my dad's rule, right? Every child, my dad's child, every child that my dad has, he makes sure, like, first grade to like sixth grade, we go to like private schools so that we can have representable English. And then from 6th grade up to wherever, 12th grade, or wherever you feel like stopping, because when you're tired, you're tired. No one can tell you what to do. I mean, yeah, so I'm just joking. My dad would kill you. Yeah, so up to 6th grade, you have to go to like a government school. So I was in 5th grade. So my dad was like, like, my rule, I think you're almost in 6th grade, and what would hurt, like, I feel like we can just do this, fast forward, take you to a government school. And then I was looking at him like, what do you think? I'm like, no, Dad, I don't want to go to a government school. Like, I was at a private school. Let me just complete my private school session, and then you take me to a government school. My dad said, no, I feel like you should go to like a government school now, because nobody's gonna make you stay home 2 weeks, or maybe go to like a 4th grade class for 2 weeks as we wait for you to go to like the fifth grade. I mean, to the original 5th grade, because no, I'm going to feel like I've just failed. So fast forward, my dad and I go to like Paramount. I mean, go to I'm so used to Paramount. We go to Siavonga Primary. So I reached the Siavonga Primary and asked if they had space for 5th graders, and they proudly said, yes, we do have space for 5th graders. She can come in and start learning with us. And then I looked at the headmaster and I was like, I hate you already. And then he said, oh, okay. Okay, no, I didn't like say to him. I said to him in my heart, because I never wanted to be kicked out. So my dad and the headmaster spoke. I couldn't even remember anything they said, because I was just so traumatized. Like, primary school. Because I remember basic school. Because I remember when I was in when I was in Kabwe at Paramount Private School, I was told, not I only, we were told, like almost every people at that school was told, government school is a bad place to take children, because children there are violent, children there are careless, children there will destroy you. And then we were like, what? So we used to fear kids from government school. I swear to God, I used to fear kids from, like, 5 minutes away from my school, Paramount. We had like 2 government schools, 2 basic schools, which was Lukanga and Broadway. So like every time we're knocking off, maybe even the pupils that were going in the afternoon session were knocking off. So like we would walk super fast just so they don't catch up, because the only thing that was in our minds was, when we meet the government school pupils, there is going to be war. World War III. So it was so scary, guys. So we would run home and everything else. And then when we meet them in the streets, we'll be like, government school kids, you guys are violent, you guys suck, you guys are not cool. Which was very bad, guys, because those teachers taught us how to discriminate people that couldn't afford certain things. But then, now that we're all big people, big girls and big boys, yeah, shout out to everybody that I was with at Paramount Private School. You'll probably remember this, right? We're now big people, and we understand how life is now. Back then we were young. So if I bullied you, I'm sorry. Yeah, so after being told that in private school, I used to fear government schools, and dad taking me there now. I'm like, what is going to happen? Oh, I'm given school uniforms and rules and everything else, and I'm not like concentrating because I'm just confused, scared, and ready for anything. I'm trying to get ready for war inside there. So after that, my dad and I go back home. That was like 3 p.m. Yeah, 3 p.m. We're heading back home, and he's telling me what to do. So when you reach home, brush your shoes, put your books, everything in order, and then. Did you hear what your headmaster said? I said no. Okay, so your headmaster said you have to go to school tomorrow by 13. I said, wait, 13? You expect me to go to school at 13? And then my dad's like, yeah, why? My school 13 is like lunchtime. So who goes to school at lunchtime? My dad is like, you know what, little girl? I'm not in the mood to start arguing with you. Your headmaster said go to school at 13. Tomorrow you better be ready at 13 and already at school. So I said, oh, okay, whatever. So I reached home and my mom was like, how did it go? Which school did you go to? Oba? And I said, no, not Oba. Oba was a no. And then my mom was like, what? And I was like, yeah. Which school did you go to? I said, I'm going to Siavonga Basic. And then she laughed. She laughed. So I was like, what are you laughing at? Do you think I'm happy? But then fast forward, I'm there like, I was excited though. I was like, okay, I'm going to make new friends and everything else. But then whatever, it's a basic school. There's a first time to everything. I'm there, chilling and everything else, waiting for time. Okay, back in private school, we're taught punctuality is everything. So I had a wristwatch. I remember I had a Ben 10 wristwatch that I was looking at every second. I was like, what time is it? Okay, it's 10. Okay, it's 11. So at 12, I got ready, got into my uniform. My mom was like, honey, you still have like an hour to go. And I say, I'm still going. You're not going to tell me anything. Then my mom said, yelling at me, she said, no, you're not going to go to school now because you have to be there at 13 and it's only 12. And I said, Mom, punctuality is everything. Okay, I have to reach school. I have to reach school very early because I don't know rules at that school. I don't know how it goes. I'm at school at 12, and then since the headmaster told me this was your class, like he showed me my class and everything else. I just reached, guys, and then I saw there were people in class like packed, settled, and everything else. And you know what I did? I ran into the class, guys. Just reached, barged in, and I was like, teacher, I'm sorry, I'm late. And I tried to walk to any desk, and then I looked, I was like, am I going to be learning with big people or I am lost? And then the teacher asked me like, are you new at this school? I said, yeah, I'm new. And he asked me, what grade are you doing? I said, grade 5. Oh, okay, your friends are not here yet. These are grade 12s. And then do you know what the grade 12s did? They laughed at me. How can you laugh at a small girl? Why are these people mean? So yeah, they laughed at me and everything, and they like bullying me. Ah, haha, crazy girl and everything else. And the teacher said, keep quiet or else you're gonna get punished. And I was like, So the teacher said keep quiet, the grade 12s, and then he told me to go wait outside because outside, just by the class outside, there was a bench. So he told me go wait outside because your friends are not here yet. So I said okay. So I went and waited outside, guys, for my friends until it was like 13 because my class started at 13:30. 13 hours, 13:30, somewhere there. So I waited for my friends. Yeah, people came, yeah, here and there, and then people came, like my friends, my classmates came, and then they were looking at me crazy like, hi. I was like, hello. I tried to be nice at first because I'm not very nice, so I tried to be nice and said hello back because it's their school, not mine. Yet I'll take over though. So I'm there looking all cute, like a cute pumpkin, lost and everything else. So I'm sitting there, and then my friends started coming. Some of them sat with me on the bench. Since some of them know the school very well, they started going to places where they hang out before the class is empty and everything else. So I sat at that bench until the grade 12s knocked off, and then every grade 12 that was like leaving the class would look at me and laugh and just, I was like, whatever, man. So yeah, I still sat there like, a weirdo. And then everyone entered, and I decided, okay, since I'm sitting here looking all funny, let me just grab my lunchbox and snack a little. So I started snacking, and then all my friends entered class, and then the siren went, and then I went into the class as well. So I reached, and I sat on the first desk. Yeah, I sat on the first desk because I never liked to be a backbencher. Like being a backbencher is just a no. So yeah, I sat on the first desk, and then the monitress, I didn't know the first desk is like meant for the monitress. Like only the monitress is meant to sit there otherwise. So I just sat there looking all cute and everything else. Like a cute pumpkin. So I'm sitting there and then she came because she was huge and I was like, what are you doing here? And I said, I'm sitting. And I said, who are you? And I said, I'm the new girl, trying to look all cute and be cute because get out of my desk. I was like, okay. And then I just got my cute little bag and started walking to the back of the class, trying to look for a desk. So I found this desk that was empty and I said, I'm gonna sit here, nobody's gonna chase me. So I went there at the desk and sat. I started looking weird. And then I didn't know like the guy that sat on that desk was just sitting in front, like on the second desk that was in front of his desk. And then his friends started mocking him like, you got the new girl on your desk, bruv. So everyone was laughing and everything else. And this guy comes back to sit on his desk and we're chilling there looking at each other. And he said hi and said, hello, what's your name? Diana. You're new here? I said, yeah, I'm new. Oh, okay, welcome to Siavonga Basic School. I remember that's what you said. If you're going to watch, I know you're going to watch this video. That is what you said. You said, welcome to Siavonga Basic School. Like it's a school. And I said, thank you. So as we were waiting for a teacher, there was so much noise in class and I was just so irritated because private school, you only make noise when you're taught to make noise. So that some private schools are like military schools, no lie. So we were waiting for a teacher and everything else. And then a teacher walked into the class and everybody went back to their desks, so he had to come back to his desk and we sat together. So fast forward, the teacher is like, I don't know, he was talking to the monitress or something, and then this guy and his friends start speaking vernacular, and the vernacular is Tonga. Do you know what I did as a girl that was taught to control the class? If the monitress is not controlling the class, take charge. That is what we were taught back in school. I slapped that guy. I slapped him hard, or I would die. So I slapped him, guys. Like I slapped him, and then he just looked at me like, what? And then I stood up and said, teacher, this one is speaking vernacular in class. And then the teacher was like, okay. And then everyone laughed at me again, guys. That day, the grade 12s laughed at me. My fellow peers laughed at me. What is wrong? So everybody laughed at me. They were like, no, and we speak vernacular here. It's a basic school. We only speak English when it's English period. So right now we can speak any language. I said, what? I was so embarrassed, guys. And then the teacher was like, oh no, we allow pupils to speak vernacular in class here because it's a government school and we don't have rules like, oh, you have to speak English. You can speak English though during English period, but right now you can speak any language. I said, oh, okay. Yeah. And then the good part was the guy that I slapped was a very nice guy. He's a very nice guy. We still speak. We're still good friends. Yeah. From that time. Yeah. So nothing serious. He didn't hit me back. He didn't hurt me. He didn't chase me out of his desk, guys. We were friends. We became friends from that day. He escorted me home after slapping him. Anyways, yeah, so the teacher told me you're even going to learn Bemba. You're even going to learn Tonga, which is the vernacular. So don't hit people, okay? And I said, okay, I won't. I'm sorry, I keep looking at myself because it looks pretty again. I do. Anyways, yeah, so from that time, I had the best experience at government school compared to like private school, because private school is limited, guys. I'm not gonna lie. That's limited edition. You can't do certain things. You can't speak vernacular in class. Do you realize how nice it is to speak vernacular, and then you're told you can't speak vernacular, not in class but in school premises? Like when you leave the school gate, 5 steps out of the school you can speak vernacular, but 5 steps into you cannot speak vernacular. Yeah, that is how strict they were at my school, which was not cool and which was not nice, but then had to get used. So guys, yeah, I had the best experience at government school and best friends ever. Yeah, I had cool friends that weren't all braggy and everything else like private school, because private school there was a little bit of competition. Oh, okay, sports day, okay, we had a sports attire, but then there was like a part. Oh yeah, Thursdays we had like civilian day. We could wear clothes on Thursdays, so you can imagine there was like this one comes with new clothes from Pep. Back then Pep was the one that was happening. They come with my new swag from Pep. You don't have. Yeah, just wearing thrift, and then you just look like a porero. But then had the best experience ever at government school, and yeah, I enjoyed it. If I was gonna go back again, would I go to government school? I would start from government school and end at government school. So yeah, shout out to all my friends that I found at Siavonga Primary School. You guys gave me the best time ever. I think if it wasn't for my friends, I wouldn't have like the best time that I had at that school. But then, oh yeah, shout out to my friends from Siavonga Primary School. You guys were the best and still are the best. And I'm out. It's a wrap. Bye.